Check out the cherry tree. It's actually got some buds on it. This asparagus. Like, some of them are fat. But look at all these little new ones that are skinny. It's ready to cut. I should cut some. It's really tall. Yay! Tulips. Now, these are just starting to show signs of color. So, and they'll get longer in the fridge, but these are pretty long. I mean, they'll get longer, so I'm happy with these. I had way shorter ones last year. This variety is much taller. It's a huge tulip. And I'm not real sure. I'm starting to see color there. And I was like, well, I'm going to pull it. And I'll see if I can still get it to open. Because that way I know how soon. Because if I can, the sooner I can pick them and get them in the cooler, the longer they're going to last. So like this one was kind of starting to open already. But it has a lot of color. So also, one thing about it is, like, I have subscriptions, and if these are going to start popping, I'm going to start fulfilling my subscriptions next week. Well, for my spring subscription, each week I need 500 flowers on Wednesday to fulfill that. So, and a lot of those, you want them to be a little bit open when you take them to your customers, because you want them to look pretty when they get them, and then you want them to get prettier as they have them. And then also like last for a week or more. So I like to get them at this stage, but I did plant 2,000 and I do have florists as well. So I might get rid of all of them. I'm already getting worried that I'm going to not have planted enough tulips again. I thought for sure, like, I think it was 2,000 or 2,500. I thought for sure would be enough. But next year I'm just gonna have to go big. I'm gonna have to order like 5,000. So no, we'll see how this year goes, but bulb ordering is coming up, so I am going to have to order them. But I would like to know, because if I plant too many and I can store them in my cooler and just use them as specks of color in other spring arrangements later on, like when my alliums or my peonies start blooming, then I would probably want to pick them more at a stage like this so they last longer in the cooler. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited! Tulips, and I have some daffodils in the fridge. I could make a tulip daffodil bouquet. Daffodils poison and kill other flowers, but since they've been soaking in water, if I didn't cut the stem, I could tuck them in and they won't hurt. Like, I can rinse off the stem, tuck them in, and it won't seep out the sap that kills them. The problem is when you're making an arrangement, you usually want to cut the stems because there's like different areas you want them to be. So you could always cut your daffodils and let them sit for a while and then stick them into your bouquet after you already cut them. But this is so exciting. But I do promise that my subscriptions get the first flowers of my season. So next week, my Wednesday subscriptions, I might not have enough to fulfill all of them though. I have a lot of them. So I might have to do alternating weeks with them, which is fine. I'll probably just go in the order of who signed up first, because that's how they are in my list. And those people will get the first batch, and then the other people will get the second batch. And then obviously as the season goes on, I have plenty of flowers to fulfill them every single week. But in the spring, it's like first come, first serve. You just gotta start getting them out. So anyway, that is exciting news. I'm gonna go get these in the cooler. I'm gonna grab a couple trays of Lisianthus, and I'm gonna start planting again. got all of my Lisianthus but one tray in, and I had 20 holes left before the stock, and my other tray of Lisianthus is 40, so it's not gonna fit. I might put 20 of them there and then 20 after the stock, but my gosh, I almost have this entire 80-foot row of 6-inch spacing done, which is amazing. I just have the last little bit of it to fill in. So now I'm gonna go work on these 2 Snapdragon trays. So I need to put frost cloth on all those hoops because I went ahead and just filled in the holes with Snapdragon. So I'm going to take off what is there, and then hopefully this is a long enough piece to go all the way down that row. So that's what I'm up to now. Almost long enough. It was short by 2 hoops, but the good thing is I don't have any Snapdragons down to the very end, so I can wait until after the last frost and put all the rest of them in and not worry about it, and just put it down at the end with 2 hoops left. It's still more than I had last year at this time, so that's good. And if they end up frosting off or dying, I have more successions started and I can throw them in the ground after the frost. And now those look like they need some shade, so I'm trying to think of a way to get them shade when I don't have hoops. It looks like I would need 5 more hoops to cover all of the plants down there as well. So 5 hoops and 10 pieces of rebar. 4 would probably do it, but just like I was 1 hole off, so 4 might do it, but 5 would be fine. I found 5 pieces of rebar. So I must not have used them all last year, and I have 5 extra pieces, which will do 2 hoops. And then there's these old stakes. They're not the same size, but they might work just to get something going for now. So I'm gonna kind of put these in the ground. I'm not gonna put them all the way in because I'm gonna see if I can just clip them, like clip this frost cloth to give them shade this afternoon. So I'll just get them started, and then they'll already be here and I can pound them the rest of the way if I go get hoops. So I'm gonna get started on that now. So I think that rebar will rip the frost cloth, and I just want it for shade. So I have this old drip tubing that I had like, you know, emitters every so often, but it's not gonna work again. I took it out of the area it was in, and it was when that was not a perennial field. So I think this will be a good way to repurpose it. We will see. I'm gonna try it. It keeps blowing away, so it's not gonna work, but I will give these as much shade as possible. They have been baking in the sun while I tried to get this done. I hope they make it. They look really sad. It's supposed to be cloudy, rainy, and get really cool over the next week, so fingers crossed. It just keeps blowing away and blowing into my tulips, so I'll probably come out tonight when the sun's going down and take it off just so it doesn't destroy anything by whipping it around. But you can see right now it's casting a good amount of shade on those plants. So I'll take what I can get. Dang it, and I didn't have one more rebar. And these are like real flimsy and the clips just fly off of them, and then I don't have the tie downs because they're too flimsy. So this isn't really a good method. I am just coming up with it because, I mean, the sun is baking me. I can't imagine what it's doing to these plants. I didn't want them in the sun like all day. So this will be good. Now I can get 1, 2, 3, 4. So I only need 4 more hoops. So I can get 4 of those, stick them on the rebar, get 1 more piece of rebar, and then I should be able to put up a proper frost cloth. But for now, hopefully the wind quits gusting so much and it just shades them, you know. That's really all I want. Okay, I think that was a really productive day. Of course, I didn't get everything done that I wanted to get done, but look at the tables now. Got my seed trays that I've emptied. And I've almost emptied everything out of here into the field. I need to get to these sweet peas. Man, I just keep putting the sweet peas off because I need to build a trellis, and I know I need to build a trellis. I've been seeing more people take the cattle panels and the T-post and just hoop it and then put them next to it. And that would be awesome, but I have to think about where to do that. I have my delphinium and then more sweet peas. The tray of, that's just the tray of Lisianthus that I brought out here just today. So that'll probably go in the field in the next week or so. And then I thought I would get my lupine, which did not have great germination, and then my yarrow. I thought I would get the yarrow and the lupine into the field today, but of course it got hot again, and I just, I'm a lobster today. It gets too hot, and then I don't want to like put it in the field and water it. I just think it stresses it out. Some of my plants out there look kind of stressed out right now. I'm not gonna lie. They make me a little bit worried. That's why I was trying to put shade cloth on them. But I think in the end, they'll be okay. I hope so. So tonight it cools way down. I think on Sunday it gets all the way down to 34, which means that's like, you know, a higher air temperature. Down at the ground it could actually frost. So I'm glad that I have the frost cloth out there. I do need to figure out something for the one area. I need 4 hoops. Really, that's what I need. I just need 4 hoops and I could get it done. So I really should, maybe even tonight, just run and get 4 pieces of rebar. Or was it 5? And I would be able to cover all of the plants I put in the field with frost cloth. So maybe it's a reason I haven't done the yarrow and the other stuff, because I can still cover everything I've put out, except for, I guess, the ranunculus. The ranunculus will just make it or won't. I didn't even have it last year. This is my first year of trying it. I've seen some people where it all frosted off and it shot new green leaves right out of the ground. So that one we'll just have to see how tough it is. But I think I had a really good day. I'll be back out here tomorrow. Hopefully I can figure out something with the sweet peas. Hopefully the wind dies down so I can get some fabric on these bare fields and I can start planting. I know I'm gonna do zinnias, like a lot of zinnias in this area. I know I need to do my roses in this area. I'll probably be getting that pre-winter winter shipment in, I guess, in the next month or so. My David Austin roses said they're getting ready to ship, so I need to get the fabric down and know where I'm putting those. You need to get them in the ground right away when you get them. But I'm just plugging away and getting things done and hoping stuff survives the season. But that's gonna be it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have a great day.